Welcome back to the Japan FinTech Observer. Get ready for a quick hit of the latest news in Japanese finance and fintech. We're diving into the headlines, breaking down the trends, and leaving you with the insights you need to stay ahead of the curve. Let's go.
Metaplanet is a publicly traded Japanese company listed on the Tokyo Stock Exchange. Founded in 1999, the company initially focused on hotel management and real estate development. Over time, Metaplanet diversified its operations to include Web3 consulting and blockchain-related services. In April 2024, Metaplanet made a strategic pivot by adopting Bitcoin as its principal Treasury reserve asset. As of June 26, 2025, Metaplanet held 12,345 Bitcoins on its balance sheet, acquired through a series of purchases totaling 156.4 billion Japanese yen, and it ranks 7th among public companies that hold Bitcoin on their balance sheets, according to BitcoinTreasuries.net. The company's aggressive accumulation strategy includes raising equity capital through the issuance of moving strike warrants, while it has also issued zero-coupon bonds. Management has established targets for Metaplanet's Bitcoin accumulation effort, including 100,000 Bitcoins by the end of 2026 and 210,000 Bitcoins by the end of 2027. Metaplanet's aggressive embrace of Bitcoin as a primary treasury reserve asset, combined with a nimble capital strategy, has drawn parallels to MicroStrategy, or simply Strategy as it is called now, the firm that pioneered the corporate Bitcoin balance sheet strategy beginning in August 2020. While the comparison can be viewed as apt, Metaplanet offers investors a differentiated and arguably more asymmetric opportunity. One of the strategic advantages that Metaplanet has in Japan is the more favorable tax treatment of shareholders who seek exposure to Bitcoin through its stock versus the tax treatment of those who own Bitcoin directly. Bitcoin is treated as miscellaneous income when it is sold or exchanged for yen or goods by individual Japanese taxpayers, such that it can be taxed at marginal income tax rates as high as 55%. In contrast, those with indirect exposure to Bitcoin through Metaplanet stock have their gains taxed under Japan's capital gains tax regime at a rate of 20.315%. Metaplanet was founded as a budget hotel operator in 2010 that was then known as Red Planet Japan, and it then built a portfolio of a few dozen low-cost hotels across Japan and in Thailand, Indonesia, and the Philippines. After the COVID-19 pandemic decimated travel and severely impacted the company's operating performance, it sold off most of its hotel assets, retaining just one property in Tokyo. That remaining hotel is being rebranded as the Bitcoin Hotel, with an opening planned for early 2026. Metaplanet's symbolic flagship is also slated to host a Bitcoin museum and art gallery while serving as a gathering spot for Bitcoin enthusiasts. Most of the proceeds from the company's sales of the other hotels were used to fund its Bitcoin acquisition strategy. In addition to its hotel operations, Metaplanet generates revenue from Web3 consulting services and real estate development projects. The company in 2024 reported a 306% year-on-year increase in revenue, reaching 1.06 billion Japanese yen, and achieved a net income of 4.44 billion Japanese yen, marking its first profitable year in 7 years. Management's clear articulation of Metaplanet's long-term roadmap, including its US market expansion plans, a publicly stated Bitcoin accumulation target, and transparent treasury reporting, has helped build trust among both institutional and retail investors. The company is also innovating in the capital markets space, as it is seeking to tokenize its shares on the Solana blockchain via its Opening Bell initiative, which is intended to enhance the stock's future liquidity, transparency, and investor access. Metaplanet's shift toward Bitcoin has catalyzed investor interest. In 2024, the company's stock achieved a staggering return of approximately 2,600%, making it the best-performing stock in Japan and among the top globally, and it has appreciated by another 350% by the end of June 2025. Meanwhile, Metaplanet has expanded its shareholder base from 10,854 in December 2023 to 63,654 in March 2025, signifying growing market acceptance of its Bitcoin treasury strategy. Metaplanet uses creative financing strategies to fund its Bitcoin acquisitions, including its issuance of moving strike warrants, which are structured so the exercise price increases alongside Bitcoin's price and ensures that new shares are only issued when the company's stock price rises. As such, the company can raise capital on favorable terms, while existing shareholders face less dilution at lower prices. If the price of Bitcoin and Metaplanet's stock remains flat or declines, the warrants remain unexercised. Unlike fixed-price warrants or convertible bonds, no dilution occurs from Metaplanet's issuance of moving strike warrants unless upside is realized. Metaplanet also sells cash-collateralized Bitcoin put options that allow it to generate income and acquire Bitcoin at favorable prices without diluting shareholder value. Management on June 6th unveiled Metaplanet's $555 million plan, through which it aims to raise 770 billion Japanese yen through the issuance of instruments including moving strike warrants, Bitcoin-linked bonds, and convertible debt. The plan is named for the company's target of acquiring 555 million Japanese yen in Bitcoin per day, which translates into approximately 15 to 17 billion Japanese yen per month deployed into Bitcoin, depending on market conditions. The plan is designed to ensure regular, scaled accumulation of Bitcoins until Metaplanet achieves its stated long-term target of accumulating 210,000 Bitcoins, an amount equal to 1% of all the Bitcoins that will ever exist. Metaplanet on May 1st extended its reach by establishing Metaplanet Treasury Corporation, a US-based subsidiary in Miami, that will enable it to engage in institutional-grade fundraising and asset acquisition under US corporate law. The subsidiary started with $10 million of operating capital, with plans to raise an initial $250 million for Bitcoin purchases. Metaplanet, on June 25th, announced that its board of directors had allocated up to $5 billion in capital funding for the US unit as a means of accelerating its global Bitcoin acquisition.